Hey there and welcome back. This is Louisiana Cooking Living and my name is Katie if you're new to my channel, and happy Thanksgiving. I hope y'all are having a good day today with your friends and your family and everybody around you that you'd want to be at your home with you. So I kind of just wanted to chat a little bit about Thanksgiving, but in the process I'm going to be making a pie. This is Wednesday evening, and this will be a pie I'll serve on Thanksgiving Day. But our pastor, he doesn't usually do like a theme message around a holiday or whatever, did a message on being thankful this past Sunday. And so I'm going to steal a few things that he said. And anyway, we'll get started and we'll chat while I'm making this pie. So this is going to be a peanut butter pie, and I will leave a link in the description box. Hopefully I'll remember to do that, because I'm getting this all done tonight and getting it put on YouTube tonight. So hopefully I'll remember. If I don't, it's from handletheheat.com peanut butter pie. That's the website it came from. All right, so what we're going to do is I am deviating from the recipe in making the crust. They call for chocolate graham crackers, and I'm just using Oreos. And I have 25 Oreos in my food processor, and I'm going to with the cream and all. And then I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of melted butter to that to make my crust. So one of the things he talked about was the Israelites, God's chosen people, and all the things that God had done for them and how unthankful they were. He brought them out of slavery. He brought them across the Red Sea. He swallowed up the Pharaoh and his army in the Red Sea. He led them by a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. He provided manna. He provided water from a rock. Their shoes never wore out, and they were so ungrateful, and all they did was murmur and complain. And so he punished them. It was a sin, and he called them, told them they were sinning, and so he punished them, and they were not allowed to go to the promised land. So for 40 years they wandered into the desert. And to me, that murmuring and complaining led to bitterness. And bitterness in the Bible is a sin. Let's get back to the pie crust, and then we'll get back to this. All right, so I'm going to pull the camera down, and we'll get this going. All right, so I have my 25 Oreos in here. I'm going to give them a blend. All right, so these are chopped up real good, and so I'm going to pulse it as I'm drizzling in my butter. All right, and I do have a pretty large pie dish here. I'm not sure what size it is. I'm gonna actually measure it for you guys real quick. I keep a little tape measure right here in my junk drawer. It says it's 10 inches, and I picked this pie dish because I've made this pie crust measurements on another pie when I made a French silk pie, and it was a pretty big pretty large amount of mixture, so I wanted to use my bigger pie dish. So all I'm going to do is dump this in here. Get all that yumminess out. All right, I'm going to grab a measuring cup. All right, so I'm just taking my measuring cup. Trying to get this there. There we go. And I'm just going to press this out in the bottom of this pie plate and kind of push it up the sides a little bit. I love the combination of peanut butter and chocolate together. One of my favorite candies is Reese's Sticks. All right, we're going to put this in a 325 oven, and we're going to bake it for about 10 minutes. It'll be kind of like until you start smelling the chocolate, and that'll kind of let you know that's ready. All right, so we're just baking the crust, and then once it cools, we'll put the filling in it, and then it just goes in the fridge. Even easier then. All right, I'm gonna get this in the oven on 325, and we're gonna put it in there, like I said, for about 10 to 12 minutes. All right, so while that bakes, I'm gonna share a couple of scriptures with you. In Ephesians chapter 4, 31 through 32, it says, "Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice." So they're lumping bitterness with all these other sins and telling you to put it away. "And be kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you." So in contrast to this bitterness and murmuring and complaining and all this, we're supposed to put all that away, and we're supposed to love one another. The other scripture I want to read is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, 15 to 18. "See that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. Rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing, and in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you." And one of the things that he emphasized in that is, in everything give thanks. It's not thankful necessarily for your circumstances, but in the middle of those hard circumstances, you're still thanking God for whatever it is it's that you have in your life to be thankful for. And I was just kind of thinking this week of things that I was thankful for. And of course, number one is salvation through Christ. I kind of wrote some notes down. My family, my friends, my church, and my new little piece of a homestead that God has given us this past year. I never really had a heart to garden and do these things. My dad, I've been thinking about him this week too, because 5 years ago was the last Thanksgiving we spent together, and he was battling Alzheimer's and cancer at the time, and we had a really good Thanksgiving. Although he had some health issues, he knew what was going on. He asked my daughter about her college graduation that was coming up. We ate together, we had fun, and then it wasn't but a few short weeks later that he did pass away. And he was such an avid gardener, and I've never really cared much about gardening growing up, and so I never really talked to him about that. And so now that we have this homestead, and well, we call it a homestead, it's a little backyard homestead, but now that we have this, I wish I had talked to him about gardening and just kind of paid more attention to what he did. He loved it. He had huge gardens all my life growing up. He would even take his dirt to the LSU Ag Center to get tested. He was really into it and loved it. So just something thinking about this Thanksgiving, but just being thankful for the things that God has given us, and not living as a murmurer and a complainer, and giving thanks and everything. So when the pie crust comes out of the oven, I'm going to let it completely cool, and then we'll come back together to do the filling. Hope you're excited about this peanut butter pie like I am. And we'll be back together in a minute. Okay, so I think our crust is cool enough that we're going to go and get the filling going, and we'll get that mixed into the crust. So we're going to make a peanut butter part of the filling, and then we're going to make like a whipped cream part, and we're going to fold those together, and then we're going to top it with some yummy, delicious toppings. So we'll get started on making the filling. So in my stand mixer here, I have one 8-ounce block of cream cheese that is completely softened. It's been out for a few hours. I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of peanut butter. Just regular creamy peanut butter. Use Use my beater here to scrape off my spatula. All right, I'll put this on. All right, it says to mix this, or almost, I think it says even beat it, for 3 minutes until everything is light and fluffy. So we're going to do that real quick. All right, so give this a quick scrape down, and then we'll finish blending it up. All right, we're finished with this part. We'll scrape off our beater here. So let me know in the comment box what you're thankful for this year. And then also what your favorite recipes were that you had for Thanksgiving. That is yummy. All right, I'm gonna move my mixture out of the way, and then we'll finish up the whipped cream part of this. All right, I have a Ninja brand immersion blender. My dad would have called this a boat motor. And this is a little cup that came with it, and we're going to just use this, and we're going to make our whipped cream in this. It was just recently that I started making my whipped cream with the immersion blender. It makes it so thick and rich. This is the only way I make whipped cream now. All right, so I'm going to get a cup of whipped cream out of the fridge. A little bit more than a cup, but that's fine, right? All right, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. We'll add that right in here. Heaping tablespoons, maybe. And then some vanilla. I'm going to show you. Where's that in the camera? We made some vanilla extract together and some lemon extract. And these are up on my Etsy shop. I finally have my Etsy shop kind of up and going and have it stocked with some few things. We made cowboy candy together. That's in my Etsy shop. I've made hot sauce. I have some freeze-dried things, my Cajun seasoning, and these extracts. I made a lemon pound cake last weekend with this lemon extract. So good. And of course, you see me using my vanilla all along. So we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. This vanilla, I don't know if you've ever had Bluebell vanilla ice cream, but this vanilla smells just like that. All right. And then we're going to use the immersion blender. To whip this. All right. So my Etsy shop, I'll leave a link in the description box for that. So we're going to fold this into the peanut butter mixture. And the peanut butter mixture looks like this. So I'm just going to scrape this off into here. We're going to fold all of this in. So if you don't know how to fold, you're going to go under and then kind of over the top. And then you're going to go just under, like you're folding it together, like sheets or something. Under and over. If you stir it vigorously, you can lose that lift you have with your whipped cream. So you're just going to fold it. everything's well incorporated. You're kind of lifting from the bottom and folding it back over the top. All right, it's looking pretty good there. Just looking at my recipe real quick to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Gently fold the whipped cream into the peanut butter mixture, pour into the prepared pie shell, and freeze for 3 hours or chill in the fridge for at least 6 hours. So this is going to chill overnight, is what we're going to do. So here's my pie crust. It's cooled down. And we're going to spoon all this yumminess into it. What could be better than peanut butter and chocolate? I'm not a fan of pumpkin pie. I've made my pecan pie with you guys. I did make a pumpkin pie for my husband because he does like it, but I'm not a fan of that. This is what I like. All right. We're going to set this to the side, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of the peanut butter we have left in our jar, and we're going to melt it in the microwave, and we're going to drizzle it over the top. So let me get that done. Sorry, my microphone died. So we're going to take some Reese's peanut butter cups here. I had looked for the Christmas tree, Christmas Reese's peanut butter cup things, kind of like the eggs at Easter. They just have a different texture, and I looked for those. My store I went to did not have those. So I just have these Reese's peanut butter cups here, and we're going to take some out and just unwrap them. And then we're going to chop them and put them on top of the pie. I think I took 8 out and just rough chopped them. So this is just some chocolate almond bark that I've melted. We're going to use this as a drizzle also, along with the peanut butter. So we just melted that in the microwave on 50% power. So I'll set that aside now and get these peanut butter cups chopped up. And that's the peanut butter going in the microwave now. And that didn't take long to melt. Peanut butter, since it's such a high fat content, it melts pretty quickly. All right, we're going to get these so we'll peanut butter cups chopped up. Just a rough chop. We're going to sprinkle all these on top. Break them all apart. Probably going to need some more than this, I can tell already. We'll just pile this on top. Maybe not, because I have some chocolate we're going to put on here too. All right, next I have some Ghirardelli chocolate bars, the bittersweet chocolate, I think. It's either semi-sweet or bittersweet. I had chopped some for a recipe before and I didn't use it all. So I have some extra here that I'm just going to chop it pretty fine so it's almost like it's shaved, because this pie is going to go in the refrigerator. And you don't want a really hard, large chunk of chocolate to bite into with the soft, creamy pie filling. So I'm chopping them pretty fine. The knife kind of, as it goes through, almost shaves it. So we'll get this all finely chopped. And we'll sprinkle this over the top of the pie also. This pie is very easy to make, but it's kind of impressive looking. It almost looks like something you'd buy from a bakery. And I can't wait to try it tomorrow. All right, we're going to get this over the top now. One of the suggestions for toppings were peanut butter chips, like a chocolate chip. They suggested mini Reese's peanut butter cups, chocolate chips. You could use Reese's Pieces. You really could use a variety of things. But these are what the toppings I chose to put on my pie. So I'm getting the peanut butter here. Give this a quick stir, and then we will... Oh, there I'm finding my microphone's not working. All right, we'll give this a quick stir. We'll drizzle these over the top. Here's the peanut butter. You always be careful whenever you're melting something in the microwave that it doesn't burn. Chocolate can burn very quickly. Things with sugar in them can burn very easily. So you want to melt them on that 50% power and stir them intermittently, not just let them go. All right, there's the peanut butter. Now we'll drizzle the chocolate on. And I just know from using this almond bark in the past that it's going to kind of form like a hard shell on the pie, like that old magic shell stuff that you'd get to put over your ice cream back when we were kids, right? All right, sorry for those technical difficulties. So I just want to show you the pie. Here it is. Anyway, I hope I gave you something to think about being thankful and not focusing on the bad things, but focusing on the good things and what God has done for us and sending His Savior to die for us so that we could be reconciled to Him. And I just hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope everything I've said made sense and it just didn't come out awkward. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you would like to follow along, you'd hit subscribe. We would just greatly appreciate that. And I'll leave links in the description box of the recipe and my Etsy store and any equipment I used. I try to put those down there. It doesn't cost you any extra to order it through that, but it just kind of gives you a quick link to be able to find the things that I like to use in my kitchen. And I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you back next time. Thanks for watching.